they told him it just bothers me because you want to do gospel music, and I left working at the ministry to help you. And your ministry cards, you were giving them out to girls for their to give out your number. Can you see him?
No, I'm sorry.
Why?
Because I can't allow anybody over there.
You have a photograph?
Just stand up. Come on. Come on, sweetie.
He's not dead. He's not dead. He's not dead. He can't be dead.
It's okay.
No.
Just take a breath.
He was gonna be dead now.
So the police bring Mary in to ask her about a burglary that she has reported. Someone attempted to rob her, and the police are following up on that case. But they actually have more important questions to ask Mary. See, nobody has seen Mary's boyfriend in over a month. And in this interview, Mary is going to have a big problem because the police just found Chris the day before. Mary, she doesn't know that.
Miss Mary, how you doing? You doing okay? You holding up all right? I'm so sorry I kept you waiting. My name's Enrique Pena.
No, I was just trying to my breasts are feeling real tender.
Oh yeah, why?
I'm having a high risk.
Okay. I hear you.
Because
Okay. Well, I don't want to stress you out in being here. Okay, I appreciate you coming down here. You understand that you're free to go, and you just want to talk to you about the burglary. What happened today? Is that okay? Okay. So what's going on today when you got home, or what's the deal?
well, can I start from the beginning?
Sure.
Okay. One day she kept calling my boyfriend Chris that she wanted to sell food stamps to pay for the motel. And he kept saying, okay, I'll go there. And he wouldn't go, and she kept calling, and then finally we went, and she was just talking about how she was having a hard time, and that was it. And she kept staying at the motel, and she had been by it a few times, and her and Chris smoked weed with the little girl there. And so I assumed that was her daughter.
Okay.
Because it was always her, a girl with curly hair, and then the little girl.
And who's her? Who are we talking about? Just so I know we're on the same page. Lucy. Okay.
See, and Chris told me he used to be with, he wasn't with her, he just slept with her.
Okay.
But he had like another girl at that time.
Okay. Chris had another girl at the time.
Yeah. And
Okay.
he just slept with Lucy. And, well, one day Chris was asking me, is it okay if Lucy and her daughter stay at your house for a few days till they can save up for a week or the motel or something like that? And I told him, yeah, but I don't want them all in every room, and And he said, and I said, they can't have felonies, they can't be doing drugs, nothing.
Yeah, good for you.
Because my neighbor, and I told him that too. I said, the neighbors at the corner smoke weed. I said, and I know y'all smoke weed because you'll do it with Chris.
Sure.
And I told him, so don't be outside and smell them smoking and then start talking about it. I think they're cool with y'all. And, well, they were like, we know this neighborhood and everything.
And what neighborhood is that? So they were going to stay at your place. Where's that at? Can you tell me your address?
Well, and so then she went, they came like in a van. It was her, that other lady, the little girl, and then like a real old man. And she said that was her father.
When did they come in the van? How many days ago?
It was last month.
Last month. Okay, so it's been a little while. And you're talking about...
It was like in the middle of January.
So you're talking about Lucy came. Did you say Lucy's daughter?
I don't know if that's her daughter or who she is now.
How old is this girl?
She has to be between 13 and 15.
Okay. Do you know Lucy's last name? If you don't, it's okay. Okay. Lucy, another 13, 15, maybe Lucy's daughter, an older man. You don't know his name?
No.
And then another female?
Yes.
Okay.
She wears glasses. It's just real curly hair.
Whose van is it? Who's driving the van?
I don't know.
Don't know. They show up.
I think they had said that it was the dad's van. And that's how they got over there.
And Lucy was gonna stay with you at your house on Vista.
Lucy was gonna stay with the little girl.
You was seeing the little girl with
Yes, because Chris is waiting for surgery on his knee,
you. Okay,
and he has a cyst behind his kneecap. And one time he fell in the tub and he bruised up all his ribs.
oh no.
So ever since then, he like really hasn't been able to take a bath.
So people, have you been taking care of him? Who's been taking care of Chris?
I have.
You do?
Because he has accidents on him, so.
He has what?
I
Accidents?
found out that he was having accidents on in his boxers, but he was hiding them like in the corner of the closet.
FYI, Chris is almost twice Mary's age.
Well, that's very sweet of you to take care of him when he's in
And
need like that.
like
you
I
know?
wouldn't tell him, I would just wash him.
Sure.
And
How long you been dating Chris?
well, I didn't date him right away because I told him I don't like to date guys that sell drugs.
Mm-hmm.
And he was selling drugs at that time.
Mm-hmm.
But he told me the only reason I was selling them was because the girl that he was with, it was easier to support her have really fat.
Which girl's that? Oh, you didn't know.
That girl was Vanessa.
Vanessa. Do you know her last name? Vanessa. Okay, so she was staying with him at some point.
Yeah, and
Okay.
the longest. She's cuckoo. She is always.
Why do you say that? You come talk to me about that.
Because the first day I met her, she walks out the. She asked me. She's like, "Let's go to." I didn't know they were even together because they were in like a little tiny apartment on J Street, and her clothes and stuff was in one room. She never opened up the door, and I never went in there. But she would bring out like a luggage bag, and she would sit on the floor and start crying, and she picked out clothes, and then when Chris would come, he'd go in his room
Mhm.
and be watching TV on his bed.
Okay.
And then she would go, like she went in and she started, when he fell asleep, she was crying on the floor, and she went in his drawer and stole his money and some of his drugs and stuff. And
How did you know that?
because I saw her crying.
Oh, really?
Because the rooms were like, if you're in the hallway, the door's right here to one room and the door's right here to the next room.
Okay.
And when he got there, they said something and she got upset. And that's when she said, "Well, I'm gonna get all my stuff and I'm gonna leave." And she pulled her luggage just like to the door. She had the door like barely cracked, and she's sitting on the floor, putting all her clothes in there.
Mm-hmm.
And they would call each other Chris and Vanessa.
Uh-huh.
And then when he ended up leaving, because he said, "Oh, I don't want to hear all this crying. I'll leave. You leave. You go ahead and leave. I'll come back when you're gone." And so then he leaves, and she's crying. So I started talking to her.
Yeah.
And then she said, "Let's go." She said, "Let's go to his room and watch TV." In his room, his room was on that TV.
Mm-hmm.
And we were in there, and then she was lying to me about her age, Chris' age, and everything. And then Chris ends up coming back, and then Chris comes back, he lays on the bed, and I like felt weird because I was on the bed with them, but so she gets up and I get up like to walk out with her, and then
Yeah.
she walks back in and she says, "What did you all say? What did you tell her?" And then he told her nothing, and she said, "I heard you. You told her you'd give her money if she had sex with you." And I told her, I said, "You know what?" I said, "I would never do that." I said, "I've never done that, and don't ever put me in that position to think that I would do that
Sure.
with him."
Yeah.
And I don't know, and then they started arguing and stuff like that.
How long ago was all this?
This was in October.
Oh, this was in October.
Not this October, the other October.
Not last year, but the year before.
Yes.
Oh, so it's been a while.
Yes, and then, right after October, she would text me from his phone,
Uh-huh.
and then he started texting me, but I thought it was her.
Sure.
And then finally he tells me, "No, this is Chris." And he said, "Can you keep a secret?" And I was like, "Yeah, what's up?" And then I don't know what he said, and he said, "No, this is Chris." And I was like, "Oh no," I said, get with guys that sell, and especially you just got out of a relationship. Y'all don't even know if they're gonna get back together.
So I wonder when the last time you stayed at, have you stayed at Chris's house before? When's the last time you stayed there?
No, well, when she moved out, I was staying on Vista, and then he stayed at my house till she got tired.
Mm-hmm.
He said he was gonna stay at my house till she got tired and left.
Okay.
And then when she got tired and left his house, he went back to his house and he packed up all her stuff and left it at her dad's.
Okay.
And then that night he tells me, you wanna come over and stay at my house? And I said, yeah. And then I went over there and I stayed there, and after that it was like, I couldn't go nowhere unless he said.
Sure.
He
Okay.
just,
And so you've been living there for how long?
It was like, I know he said he moved into that house around December. I think I moved in like around the end of, no, the end of January. That's when he was at my house waiting for her to leave.
Okay.
And it was February.
Okay. February of this year?
No,
Of last year? Okay, cool. I'm following. I just want to make sure I get it right.
Just to add context for some who might be lost, Chris got rid of his ex-girlfriend, Vanessa, and Mary would move in about a year ago.
Okay. And where's his house at? Do you know the address? So does he still see that female?
Who, Vanessa?
Vanessa?
He called her brother the other day to cut, not the other day, but a while back, and he was gonna cut it, and well, I was already cutting it because it was my lawnmower, and I like doing landscaping.
Mm-hmm.
And
Me
he said, well, I already called him. I already called my friend. He's already gonna come. I said, Chris, you called him the day before yesterday. He never showed up.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, that's fine. You want to help out your friend? That's fine. I'll leave. I already cut the front. I'll leave the back for your friend. Well, then, out of nowhere, then he said that his friend's there to cut the yard. And then I go outside to throw something in the trash, and when I go, I see him smoking weed with a girl, and they were drinking liquor. And I didn't recognize her at all,
Mhm.
Vanessa. And then until he came inside, he said, she lost a lot of weight, right? And I said, who's that? He said, that's Vanessa. And I said, I didn't even recognize her.
Mhm.
And then, then they came, something happened, and my lawnmower didn't want to turn on. So they came back the next day. And Chris told me to tell them, they said they were going to bring their own lawnmower.
Uh-huh.
So Chris told me, tell them to leave, because they were supposed to bring another lawnmower, not come and bring tools early in the morning. And they didn't want to, so she kept knocking, and then, he told me to just go ahead and let them in.
Mm-hmm.
And when they were doing that, then she just, when I was helping him, because he was like, well, do you have pliers? And so I was helping him.
Mm-hmm.
And then I noticed that she walks out of the garage and just goes into the kitchen. And so then I went and told Chris, I said, Chris, well, I'm helping her brother. She's just walking around the house.
Mm-hmm.
I said, you already said that she pawned your guitar. And he thought that she was the one that stole, it's like a box where I guess you burn DVDs,
Okay, yeah.
but I know he had a buyer from Best Buy or something.
So he had already suspected that Vanessa had pawned his guitar?
Well, he made her, gave him the ticket, and he made her take it out with her social security check.
Oh, okay.
I
Okay.
don't know.
So why do you think he lets her kind of just come and go as she pleases, you think?
No, he calls the brother. The brother comes to
Vanessa's brother?
cut the grass.
Okay.
And then that day, she started drinking Chris's liquor on top of the fridge, and Chris told me, he said, get the liquor and hide it.
Mm-hmm.
And so I hide it, and then after she finishes her cup, she tells Chris, what happened to the liquor? And then Chris turns to me and he tells me, where'd you put the liquor? And I'm like,
You're the one that told me to hide it, Chris,
yeah,
right?
he always does that, and I even told
Yeah.
his friend Dee that he always makes me look like if it's me.
Sure.
And I
Yeah.
told him, it's in the closet where you told me to put it. And,
How long ago was this?
I think it was like April or May because the Jehovah's Witness people were there.
Mhm.
And they had, I remember they asked how long I had been staying there.
Okay.
And then,
What's Chris's last name? When's the last time you saw Chris? Would you call him your boyfriend or no?
yes,
Yeah, he's your boyfriend? Okay, I just want to make sure. I don't want to.
we were going to
Sometimes, you know,
we
I think,
wanted
and
to
then.
get married, but the thing is that his wife, I just want to get in trouble because his wife, I don't know if she's from India or what, but they got married here.
Mm-hmm.
And she left him, and now she's in Canada. But he also told me he got married to some other girl because she had money. And as soon as he got all her money from her, he came back to the States. So
Okay.
I don't know where he got married at.
I know you live on Vista. Do you still stay with Chris, or do you not stay with him? When's the last time you stayed with Chris at his place?
When he got mad at me because he has a friend named Dee that sleeps with a black guy that's like a few houses down from his. And every time I would go to the store, I knew that he would be like, right, what made you take so long today? And I was like, I don't know. And he was like, mm-hmm.
So do you stay on Vista, or do you stay with Chris mostly?
No, I stay with Chris.
Oh, you stay with Chris. Okay. But you still have an apartment on Vista?
I still have my house on Vista
Where's the house?
because Chris likes to get mad and get out the car or locks me out the house. And there's been a time when I go back home and
Mhm.
I'll hear a girl and
Oh, okay.
I stay outside till he's done.
Okay. Does that hurt you? I could tell that hurt you.
It does, but I told him, I said, I understand that, for years you've had this lifestyle of being a musician,
Mhm.
and it's not going to be easy for you to break because of all the good hormones it releases into your body. And I said, it just bothers me because you want to do gospel music, and I left working at the ministry to help you, and
Mhm.
your ministry cards, you were giving them out to girls to give out your number.
Mhm. Okay.
You're using like God's name too.
Yeah.
And I told him, I was like, I told him, I'm sorry, all these girls call you at 2, 3 in the morning, they can borrow $20. Maybe you could pay for their motels, their phones.
Mhm.
And I said, and he says, well, I'm helping them. And I tell him, you're really not. You're crippling them.
Uh-huh.
I said, if you really cared about them, you would try to get them to find a way to get on their feet.
Mhm.
And I told him, you want to try to have a baby? I said, do you know how much drama we're going to have to deal with when you tell these girls no, no, no? And then, like, people call him, and he's like, well, stop calling if you're not going to say nothing and just hang up. And on Thanksgiving, he was upset because somebody took the screens off of the windows, and then somebody put a nail in his tire.
Mhm.
And then one day the neighbor told me they saw somebody in the backyard, and then that day Chris had left, and he wouldn't answer my call or nothing. And I was telling him, when you leave, call me. Answer me that you're fine, that you're okay. I hate that you come and you're drinking and you're driving.
Yeah.
So he just didn't. He kept doing it with his friend Carlos, and then with girls. But he would.
So Chris would have different girls around, huh?
He would tell me, yeah, I slept with them,
Mm-hmm.
and
But you were always there. He'd always come home to you. Is that right?
yeah. He got on his knees and he cried. He said, "Mary, I'm sorry. I have a sickness. I really need your help." And
Mm-hmm.
he says, it's the devil. He's using these women to stop me from making my music.
Mm-hmm.
And I tell him, well, if you know that, then why do you keep falling for it again? And I said, these songs, you say they're 20, 30 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, when I got with you, they weren't even done. And we got them done in like 3 months.
Yeah.
And then he was like, yeah, I know. He said, that's what I'm saying, that I need you because you're the only one that understands that I can't just stop it. And I told him, but also these girls, you provide, like there's a girl named Amber that he would pay for her motel, and some other girl he would send her like pizzas and stuff like that.
Mhm.
And I told him, you want her baby, they're gonna get mad.
Yeah,
when
What
you
how does
can't
that make you
no more.
feel though? How does that make you feel? So he's gonna have a baby, you're always around. I mean, how does that make you feel?
Me?
Yeah.
Well,
Or have you just gotten used to his lifestyle?
I'm the same way too. I tell, somebody asks me for $1, I'll give it to them.
Mm-hmm.
But the only difference that I tell him is that I don't do it just for men.
Men, sure.
You do it only for these women, and all these women were your ex-customers, and you slept with all of them already.
So when's the last time you stayed at Chris's place?
He locked me out when I was walking out to go to the store, and I saw his friend Z treatment, and we were gonna go see Bad Boys 3. And when she came by, because she felt better, and she said, "Oh, I want to see Emily," and I said, "Chris, when we go, can she come with us?"
Mhm.
And like she told me too that they did something to, but that Vanessa came in and hit her or something like that.
Dee and Vanessa had a thing?
Yeah, and I know that Vanessa called some black girl named Cece in Chris's house, the one on Susanwood, and Cece was asleep, and Vanessa started punching her in the head.
How long ago was all that?
It had to be, they moved out of J Street in December, and I started staying there like in February. He lied to me. The whole time I thought he wasn't even with her. He had told me he left her right after that October.
Okay, but this is last year though, but what about more recently? What's been going on over there on Susanwood? Anything?
Nothing.
Has Vanessa come around this year? Has Dee Dee come around this year?
Yeah.
So it sounds like you would take care of Chris, you would go with him to the VA, like I said, you would clean him when he sold himself or he needed anything. So he kind of needed you, huh? I mean, it seemed like you're definitely up.
No, because he would always tell me, I don't need you. Eric, he has this girl, a few friends that come over and they'll clean up and they'll steal my stuff.
Oh yeah? Who stole your stuff? Can you tell me about that?
Well, he told me it had to be Sandra, and Sandra said it wasn't her. But
How long ago did you think Sandra stole your stuff? How long ago was this? Recently?
well, there was a bottle from the restroom,
Mm-hmm.
and well, when it happened was Thanksgiving.
Okay.
Because on Thanksgiving I went to go stay with my dad for like 3 or 4 days.
Okay.
And when I got there, I noticed the bags were different in the restroom.
Mm-hmm.
And he told me, "Oh," I told him, "Who was here?" And he's like, "Nobody, why?" And I said, "Chris, I know somebody was here." He said, "Oh, well, Sandra, she cleaned up." And I said, "What did she clean up? There's nothing here clean." I said, and he's like, "Well, the restroom." And I said, "The only thing in the restroom is that my brand new pads are all opened and halfway gone."
Mm-hmm.
I said, "My shaver that costed $60 that I ordered online is missing. I don't know when, but my daughter's hard diamond earrings that she got her ears pierced for the first time, they were missing." And like, and I noticed like my medications were coming up missing in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Money, and I thought it was, I knew it had to be a girl because I ended up finding red hair dye on the toilet.
Okay.
And then there was a box of hair dye. And then out of nowhere, like a bunch of condoms appeared in the top drawer. And
Okay. So he was still having women over. Yeah. And who do we know that has red hair? Anybody?
Sandra.
Did you tell Chris about this? What did Chris have to say?
Oh, he didn't say nothing, but he had saw that I had dyed my hair red, like days later or weeks later. And he said, "Where'd you get that hair dye?" And I said, "Why?" Because I had already seen the hair dye in a bag in the restroom floor, but I had saw the red spots on the toilet and the sink.
Uh-huh.
And you can tell right when you dye your hair and you wipe it. And I told him, I told him I saw the hair dye. I said, no, I don't worry, I didn't use it. There was only one bottle. My hair takes more than one bottle.
Mhm.
And he's like, no, that's not what I'm asking. I was just wondering. And
So how long ago was it that you found the hair dye?
that happened like a month or two. Maybe the same month I moved in.
Okay. So,
And Sandra thinks like older men that are on SSI and stuff.
okay. Another investigation's gonna come talk to you real quick, okay? I'm gonna step out for a minute, okay? I'll be right back. Sorry about that. You need anything, Mary? Yeah, what do you need, some water or soda?
This is like a watered down Sprite, so it's
Maybe-
kind of making the taste stay in my stomach.
Okay. So what can I get you then to make you feel a
Just
little better?
anything.
A regular Sprite? Regular Sprite's okay?
Yeah.
Okay, be right back.
So enter our lady detective. She has some interesting questions, and she's going to be a little bit more direct.
Hello, how are you?
Fine.
Detective Ferguson. Sorry, I was talking to you. Talking to your friend, the one that was brought in with you, I guess, when you called in the burglary. I guess something happened with the burglary. Joe, was that his name?
Mhm.
Okay. When did you meet? How long ago did you meet Joe?
Yesterday.
Okay.
Wait. Yeah,
It was yesterday.
yesterday.
Okay. So you haven't known him for like a long time. He's not like you just met yesterday. Okay. Okay. And how did y'all meet each other? Was it at a house or the street or?
No, it was at the corner store
Okay. Where at? Like what area?
in the west side.
Do you remember where though? Okay. Whereas he was just telling, we just want to make sure that he wasn't telling us something else, you know what I mean? So I wanted to ask you.
Where the he used to be and all that.
Yeah, right. Yeah, he said that he met you yesterday. I guess you gave him a ride or something yesterday.
And he helped me all night long fix the car because,
What's wrong with your car?
huh?
What's wrong with your car?
It was just making noises and stuff, and a lot of the compartments were moved,
Oh,
but
talking about the white car? He was saying that you picked up some white
yeah,
car or something?
they ended up having like condoms and,
Oh, no. Whose car is that?
Chris's,
Who's Chris?
Chris,
Who's Chris?
my boyfriend.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Okay. And so you were driving his car and then what happened?
Like, the front end, like, one time Chris was driving, we were at churches and they backed up into they decided not to order and get out of the line and
Oh,
they
okay,
hit
and
him.
they reversed and hit him.
Yes, and all that, like slowly moved everything.
Mm-hmm.
But it started off with, like the trunk, when you open it up,
Mm-hmm.
the license plate, it's only like held with like two. So if you open it, the opening's like right here,
Mm-hmm.
but a lot of people, they pass by and they bend it up.
Oh, okay.
So we tried fixing that and then,
Chris doesn't, who's, I mean,
I took off the tent from the back window because Chris is like near side and far side or something.
Mhm.
He can't see up close or far.
okay.
So I took off the back window film
Uh-huh.
and then he was having problems with the seat because it would not move
Mm-hmm.
and it was just like stuck in the rails
Mhm.
and some of the fuses weren't right and I swapped out a few and
Is he okay with you doing all that to his car?
Mhm.
He's okay with it? Oh, okay. How long have you been together?
I don't know. I don't even really kind of count it because when we met,
When was that? Like when, like a year or two ago?
October, not last October, but the October before.
Like 2008?
Yes.
Okay.
Vanessa, his girlfriend at the time,
Uh-huh.
had told me that she was 21 and he was 48.
Uh-huh.
And so, well, that day that I met her and him, I watched TV with her for a while, and then she thought she heard him say something about giving me money and for sex
Oh,
or
wow.
something like that. And so then he was gonna leave, and she started crying. And I told her, I want you to know that have never done that before, and I would never stoop that low. I said, I really believe that your body is the house and the temple of your soul. You know, you only get one. You need to pick who you give. You know,
Yeah, take
you
care of
can't just give it to her. But I always took it seriously because she got it at 10, and he says that God's on his side because he's been doing it all his life, and he's never caught anything.
That's Chris.
Yeah, but I tell him, well, then be grateful for your blessings then,
Mm-hmm.
and learn from them, you know,
Mhm.
and just don't do it anymore.
So what does he do for a living?
He when I met him,
No, like right now. What does he do right now? No. What does he do for a living? Like, how does he make money?
he's selling weed.
Sells weed.
He's been starting to sell
Weed. Okay. Where is he at then? I mean, why isn't Lucas his car? Why do you have
He was gonna go to his dad. He wanted to go to his dad's
Uh-huh.
and spend time with his dad before he had knee surgery.
Okay.
And then he said that, I don't know why, but he said he wanted to talk to his mom afterward. But there was a message that I had seen on Facebook when I was looking at, like, when I ended up looking, talking to that girl, Lillian, that was his ex-girlfriend.
Okay.
And the reason I knew her name is because the cable's still in her name.
Oh, okay.
So, I had been trying to, like, reach people to, and his brother told me, no, I don't know, his mom's number.
Mhm.
And,
His brother doesn't know his mom's number?
no, because they have different moms.
Okay.
And
Why are they asking about, hold on, I'm sorry. Why is it that they're asking about where, what do you mean, like, where he's at? Like,
I had asked,
oh, you asked him.
I
Oh,
had-
so you haven't seen Chris?
no, I had asked Chris's brother,
Oh, okay.
do you know Chris's mom's number?
Oh, okay. I'm
Because
sorry.
Chris,
Mhm.
I told Chris, are you gonna go to your mom's first or your dad's? And he's like, I don't know.
When was this?
Um,
When you were gonna go watch Bad Boys and all that?
no, it was, probably like 2 or 3 days before. He had looked at the flight tickets and it was like $97.
Mm-hmm.
And then,
So when was that though? Like recently?
it had to be in January because his friend was leaving to Canada
Uh-huh.
and he tore his knee too, and Chris was telling him about the flight ticket and that he's thinking about going to Ohio also. And
The guy was, or you mean?
no, Chris.
Canada? Oh.
Chris was saying, I'm thinking about going to Ohio too because my mom's sounding real sick on the phone.
And this was in January though?
Yes.
Okay. So did he go?
Well, that's when he said he was going to go out. He said he was going to go out, and I told him,
But he didn't, so he never went? He never went to go see his dad?
I don't know. I had asked his brother,
Mm-hmm.
and his brother said, I don't know, right now I'm in Dubai.
Mhm.
I haven't been able to make calls on my phone's messed up. And then I asked him, oh, can you just, if he can tell me if the stepmom says that he got there or something.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was worried that he'd go back and start using crack.
Mm-hmm. So when did he leave? When did he leave here to go over there though? When did his flight leave?
He hadn't even bought the ticket or nothing.
Oh, so you don't even know if he went last so you haven't seen him then since January?
No, but I heard him when he told the stepmom, he said, yeah, I was going to go today and get the flight ticket.
Mm-hmm.
No, he said that at night he had told himself that he was going to wake up and go buy the flight
Mhm.
ticket. And he said, but I woke up, my legs hurting, so I'm not going to go.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how I knew that
Yeah.
he'll just go and get it.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I was getting confused because I didn't understand why he was bringing up his mom too.
Mhm.
And I was thinking maybe he wants the mom to talk to the dad
Mm-hmm.
also,
Mm-hmm.
or what.
So
But-
last thing you know is that he was gone. So you saw him in January and then you just had his car since then?
No, I would go every day to feed plug,
Mm-hmm.
and I would sit there, but it would be hot, and
Oh, the dog.
I would feed him and give him water, and then I took him with me to my dad's because they got real cold.
Okay.
And I mean,
But you haven't heard, when's the last time you heard from him then?
from Chris,
Yeah. When did he tell you like, hey,
the last time I mean,
Because I know you told me you worried
the
about him
main
a
thing
lot.
I really remember was just the way he was being asked
Mhm.
when I told him he's here. And I went back and I was like, the door was locked.
Mhm.
And I heard a guy and a girl talking. And I figured it was Carlos and Paula.
Mhm.
Because Carlos lived in Ohio with him and he paid for his flight ticket to come out here.
Mhm.
Well, and I don't know, and they always rent motels at Motel 6.
Mhm.
And every time I leave the house and I come back in for something, he's like, "You're trying to catch me on the phone, right? You're trying to catch me doing something.
Mhm.
You thought I was gonna do this or that." And I'm like, "No." So when I went into the door, it was locked. I heard a girl laugh, and I was like, "Never mind." So I just
So who was it? Was it Carlos and Paula?
I was calling them, and they wouldn't answer me or text me. And normally when Carlos is missing,
Mhm.
Paula will call me and ask me,
Mhm.
"Can you just tell me Carlos hasn't been home for whatever? Is he with Chris?"
Mhm.
And
So usually they're together.
or they lie for each other.
Okay.
And then I realized that Chris had blocked all of them from my phone.
What do you mean?
He had blocked Paula,
Uh-huh.
I guess, because one time Carlos had went out.
Uh-huh.
And Paulo kept asking, "Where is Carlos with y'all?" And I told Chris, "Hey, Paula called me and she asked me if Carlos is with us." And I told him, "No, that I'm here at home." And he's like, "No, I'm with him at the music store." And he's like,
Oh, he wanted you to lie for them.
and I said, "Well, no, she asked me, is Carlos there with y'all?" And I told Paula, "No, Chris isn't here. I'm at home."
Mhm.
And Chris was like, "You're gonna get him in trouble." And I'm like, "Well, I didn't know if he was with you, Chris." I said, "I fell asleep and you took off." Or I was taking a bath and he took off or something.
Mhm.
And I was like, what are you even going to the Guitar Center for?"
Mhm.
Well, I don't know. That day he ended up telling me the truth what happened.
What
They,
happened?
they went to a motel with two girls and they were talking to them.
This was the last time when you had seen him, when you said you heard a girl's voice and all that in the house?
No, I'm saying like them two they always get together and take off. And me and Paula,
Mhm.
we have to, either she has to tell me, "Yeah, Chris came over here and they took off." Or Paula will call me and I'll tell her, "Yeah, Carlos came on the bus and he's here." And
But back to like Paula and Carlos though, what's their whole thing then? So the last time you see Chris is with Carlos, basically?
no, when I heard a girl
Uh-huh.
and a guy, I thought it was them. And then I was calling them and texting them and they weren't answering.
When was
And-
this though? Like recently? Like a couple days ago?
No, in January.
Oh, in January is when this happened.
Yeah, right away I started.
Because you were
and-
looking for Chris, you're saying, that's
Yeah,
why. Okay.
and it took them over 2 weeks to respond. And she said, "I'm sorry."
So January, so they didn't respond to you until what, February?
And I told her,
Wow.
she apologized. She said, "I'm sorry. It took I don't know if she put 2 weeks or a few weeks to respond back to you, but
So where did she say Chris was?
she never did say nothing." And I just told her, well, she just apologized for never calling and responding. And then I would tell her, I would call her and she wouldn't answer. And then I would tell her, "Well, can y'all call me or text me or have really Carlos call me?"
Mm-hmm.
Because I want to ask him a few questions about Chris.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was curious to who it was that Chris had told that he had a cyst behind his knee.
Mm-hmm.
Because I didn't even know that.
Okay.
And I heard him tell somebody on the phone. And then Chris had also mentioned that he had a daughter.
Mm-hmm.
And I was...
Oh, so you wanted to ask Carlos these things?
Yeah. Especially with the cyst one, because whoever knew about the cyst, and they knew about the amputation. So I wanted to know who was it that he felt comfortable telling everything to.
Yeah.
And
And what did Carlos say? Did he ever tell you who?
no. I asked him... I asked him stuff, but he didn't really answer them.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so Chris, you haven't seen Chris since January, you're saying? And you haven't seen him since January, and you have his car because of that night that he gave you the keys because you said he was going to drive drunk or whatever. You didn't
Yes,
want to.
and they already had punctured the driver's left tire.
Mm-hmm.
And then on Thanksgiving, he had on Thanksgiving, I stayed at my dad's for the whole weekend.
But back to, I just want to know, because I want to find out who Carlos and
The
Paul are.
window screens were down, and then one day the front door lock was real loose.
Okay. But Carlos and Paula, what did they ever say though? Like about him though?
I don't know. I have the text message there, but they were like real evasive. Like they were just like
Like they didn't want to tell you?
First they apologized for not taking 2 weeks or a few weeks to respond back, and then I would tell them they would call me like at 2 or 12, and then when I would call them, they wouldn't answer, and then I would tell them, well, can you please call me or text me? I really want to speak to Carlos about Chris, and then she'd be like, oh, okay, and then she would just, they still wouldn't
Call you back?
call me, and then I told them, well, does Carlos know Chris's mom? And or her number, and she just said that she didn't think so, or I don't remember what she said, but I know that he did it, and
So they haven't seen Chris either?
no,
They haven't seen Chris?
no, but she kept texting me that I'm really worried and concerned, and I have like that was like, other than when she apologized for not calling,
Why is she worried and concerned though?
I don't know. She said, I'm really worried and concerned about Chris. And then she was like, how you doing? I'm really worried about y'all. And I was like, it was Carlos then. Then he probably told about the cyst. But Carlos said that he didn't know about the cyst. So, I don't know.
So you don't know where he's at right now? Nobody knows.
No, but he has an appointment on the 15th
15th of what?
March.
Of March, yeah. But y'all just haven't heard. Have y'all checked? Maybe called his family to check or anything?
I called, his brother, and he's the only one that
What about his phone though? Have you texted his phone or called his phone or anything?
Chris has a bunch of phones, and since we have Wi-Fi, he'll use any one.
Okay.
And I called Metro. Oh, I went to Metro, and I had asked him. I said, I told him, if my spouse ends up in California and loses his phone, would he be able to get his contacts? Because I was wondering, like, because he likes those big phones, but he wears the basketball jeans, and it always slips out of his pants.
What does his phone look like? Chris's?
They're always the big ones like that,
Like a big gray and black or like that?
the cracked screen.
He has a cracked screen.
Well, they're all cracked. We just,
So has any of his family tried to contact you to ask where he's at?
I don't know none of them. I only know the one that came down here and visited, because Michael. Michael's the only one that came to visit with, I guess somebody, Chris's cousin, another girl, like in her early 20s, and she was the only one. And one weekend, Chris didn't want to call his mom on Sunday, and I said, why didn't you call your mom today? And I kept reminding you. He said, because I don't like hearing her when she's sick. And I said, well, maybe she still wants to hear you.
Yeah, she's probably worried about him.
And then,
Since, yeah, she hasn't heard from him or anything.
so that's why I told him, and he said, well, I just don't like to hear her when she's sick. And I said, Chris, well, at least text her something, so, because you got her used to every Sunday after church, she calls you.
Okay.
And I said, you can't just stop that. I told him, you need to have some type of consistency. I told him, like, me and my dad, what we do is we'll text each other. If it's not important, if it's important, then call. Because, he could be driving at work.
Right, I understand that, yeah.
And I told him just certain things, because I call my dad like once a week when I'm with Chris, but I told my dad that Chris was getting really depressed because his dad was on hospice, and I told my dad that's why I haven't called you. But I can't say it out loud.
Yeah.
And
What about like Chris's daughter and all that? Like she doesn't.
they're in Canada.
But they haven't wondered about their dad or anything? Where they're at?
I don't even know how they communicate, because they text, but I don't know.
So she hasn't wondered about like where he's at or anything? I mean, it's just like you think about, like, I'm super close with my dad, you know what I mean? And I couldn't imagine not talking to my father, so I can't think about like that. I don't know, how old's his daughter?
She's 18, but they're all Muslim.
Okay,
So like the mom will take away their
Phones?
phones from them.
okay.
And
But I'm saying like her, you know what I mean, that having your dad, you're 18, like I can't even imagine.
that's
being
why I
able to talk
kept
to my
telling.
dad.
That's why I kept telling him too. I said, Chris,
Yeah.
when I met you, you would talk to me about your kids, and now you found them.
Uh-huh.
And how do you think they're gonna feel if,
Yeah.
wow, I found my dad, but then he got in a car wreck because of drinking.
Have you gone by the house to see if
You
he's
just go
been there?
to an S. I picked up the dog. Yes, the day before yesterday from there.
His dog? You picked up his
Yeah.
dog?
And the only thing I was noticing was that the garage door
Mm-hmm.
was one day lifted up,
Mm-hmm.
and I guess, but I heard that one of the guys that rides the bike, he likes to check if they're open. And then I just kept, I noticed Fanta boxes in the trash can,
Mm-hmm.
and
Does he drink Fanta?
no. I do all the grocery shopping. Chris can't walk.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Well, so then he couldn't have gotten far, and he doesn't have his car, so where do you think he is?
But he had wrote down budget rental, and I had asked Carlos about that. I said, "Do you know if that's in Ohio or?"
But he never went to Ohio. You said already he didn't go to Ohio because he didn't.
Well, the only reason I was asking that because if he would have said no, or no, then I would have figured, oh, then it probably was from California.
Yeah,
But
but he didn't leave yet. He hasn't left or anything.
I don't know, because I don't know why there's 2 boxes of Fanta in one of the trash cans.
Well, what about like, okay,
And
so you
the
go
trash-
pick up the dog the other day,
And
you didn't see any lights on in the house? You didn't, nothing?
The front light was on
Mm-hmm.
for a while, and then it was off, but I don't know if the battery, the bulb went out.
Mhm.
And, I mean, I just really freaked out about the Fanta soda, and
Why would that freak you out?
because he doesn't like soda,
Okay.
he
So who
drinks,
else would be there in the house with him then?
I don't know, he always tells me, if you want to leave, I have my girls that will come and take care of me. And I just tease him, who's Sandra.
Okay.
And that's it.
Well, when's the last time you've actually been in the house to see, like, you know what I mean? Because your stuff's there, you said, right? You have stuff there.
I have all my clothes there, my baby, all my kids, like first photos.
So when's the last time, I mean, that's your house though, I mean, when's the last time you've been there?
See, well, I was writing him letters and everything because
But like, what actual day was the last day you actually like physically went in the house? When's the last day you went in there?
when he
Because you
locked
went-
me out.
In January?
Yeah.
So that's the last time you've been in there? But until you went and
But
got the
my
dog,
phone
though.
was outside in the back on the chair.
Okay, but what about the dog though? You said you went and got the dog the other day.
The dog's been outside.
Oh, the dog's, so that dog's just been out there by itself this whole time?
hmm
Oh.
Well, then, he,
So where's his phone? Where
earlier that day, somebody had came by and he ran out and Chris said, I'll just leave him. And then,
Who was that?
I don't remember who came by that. I want to say it was Vincent's wife. I think it was
Okay.
her.
And this was when, in January as well, or in February?
No, in January.
In January. So that's the last time you've seen Chris. His cell
Yeah.
phone, I mean, does he have clothes still at the house, or have you checked to see if he's got anything there? That sounds kind of weird.
When I was leaving, when I asked him, I said, I've never even seen you have luggage, Chris. He said, and I told him, I thought you had asked somebody. Oh, I told him, I thought you gave your luggage to Beatrice.
Mhm.
And I told him, so what are you going to do? He said, I have one luggage. He said, that's all I need.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, I'm just going to go and come right back. And I said, so you're just going to go and come right back, or you're going to be there till he passes and
Mhm.
the funeral? And he's like, I don't know. And I told him, well, how bad is he?
Mm-hmm.
I said, because your brother said that he's calling him over there. You're telling me that he's on hospice.
Mm-hmm.
But then you asked, before he said he was on hospice, he said, what is hospice?
Mm-hmm.
And he had said he's in hospice at the hospital.
Okay.
And
So why didn't you stay at the house? I mean, you're saying you stayed at the house, but why did you leave?
and Chris,
Yeah, because you said all your stuff's there and everything.
because Chris likes to show off.
No, I know, but you're saying he was leaving to Ohio the last thing you knew. You hadn't seen him since January, but yet you've been going back, you know what I mean? Like, why did you stay at that? If he was gonna be gone this whole time, why didn't you just stay at the house?
Because Chris likes to show everybody all the stuff he has in his studio, and I'm just telling him, why are you showing all that off? Because on Thanksgiving, he said he pulled up and the window screens were down,
Mhm.
and when one time he told me check if the window screens on the side, and when I looked, it was cut. And then one day we just went to and came back, and when we came back, the doorknob was to the point where you could kind of move it to the side and you can see through.
Mhm.
And I told Chris, this has to be a neighbor or somebody because, okay, we went to Planet Fitness 3 days consecutively at the same time every day, and it's just weird that we go, like, we only would go for 30 minutes.
You and Chris.
Yes, to Planet Fitness. And I said, how in 30 minutes does somebody feel more comfortable enough to do that to your doorknob? And he's like, I don't know. I'm not gonna worry about it. He said it was probably just loose already. And I said, no, because then we would have noticed it when we left.
Mhm.
And he just,
Well, let me.
I don't like that he shows off like the guitars and stuff.
Uh-huh.
Because when his friends come, they'll bring my other friends.
Yeah.
And I tell him, you don't need to show them
Mhm.
everything that you have.
Mhm.
I said, because then you always want to put what you're doing, where you're at, and this and that. I said, and that, because I would book for him to go perform at Haven for Hope and this and that.
Mhm.
So I told him, it's going to be dangerous. They can come in and steal your guitars and
Mhm.
all your stuff. What are you going to do then?
Mhm.
And he would say, oh, nobody's going to steal from me. And I said, you are always saying that all your neighbors are hooked on something.
Mhm.
And I said, and these girls,
Mhm.
you already cut off a lot of them. And
Yeah. Well,
they might want to do it. And so I told him, I won't. And there was this one time when I was.
let me explain something to you really quick. So, some of Chris's friends, Paula, Carlos, family, have asked where Chris is at. People have been asking, like, we know where I'm at. I don't know who Chris is. I don't know anything about him. But they said everybody's been concerned for him. You're telling me you're concerned for him. So that's why
I
I'm
had
asking.
asked I had called the police and I had asked if I can pay a locksmith,
Uh-huh.
but they said that I couldn't because I'm not on the
But for
lease.
what? What do you mean? Pay the locksmith for what though?
To open the door.
Don't you have a key? You told me you have a key to the house.
No,
Yeah, you told me. You said I have a key. You have all your stuff in
my
there.
key is. Remember, I told you that when I leave, I put it up there on the shelf.
No, you had said you had your own key, and Chris
Yeah.
had his own key. You said I don't even know why he's giving me this key. You said because I have my own key. Why did he? Was he trying? He took his house key off and he gave you the car keys. You said.
When he gave me the keys, I thought he was gonna leave his house key on there. But remember, I told you I always leave my key where the cards are. Remember, I said we have a black shelf and
You get him cards.
I get
What
a
about
card. Okay, where the cards are on the corner of the shelf, I always leave the house key right there.
Mhm.
Because normally we'll leave it in a jacket or a different sweater, so I have a hard time.
Mhm.
So Chris told me just to leave it there all the time.
Okay, but my whole thing is that you said you haven't seen him since January, and you've had his car since January, so that's what I'm saying. Where is this gonna, I mean, why do you have his car still? You know what I mean? You're not staying there at the house and all that, is what I'm saying, and where's Chris? Because everybody's asking, and they're saying you're the closest one to him, and that's what I'm asking, like,
Well, see,
where?
they-
Like, where's his cell phone, and, they said his credit cards and everything's missing, where's all that stuff at?
Oh, I have like some phones of his that are cracked
Where do you have those at?
in the backpack.
What backpack? You have a backpack right now?
Uh-huh.
Okay, can I grab it, and you can show me, just so we know? What else do you have?
Um,
Do you have anything else of his, like, with you right now?
I'll have to look at
Okay.
his stuff. But
What is it?
I mean, I fixed his chain for him, but that's it.
Uh-huh. Oh, no, you can, that's fine. You can, but anything else, I mean, do you have anything else of his in there right now? That would be able to help us to to see what's going on?
Well, the laptop, I use it for booking, and I've been trying to find him
That's his?
artist, an engineer.
Yeah.
I mean, an agent, but that's how we get, my light bills and everything are on that computer.
Okay. Let me grab it real quick and. so you
Because he
can show me.
uses the Apple computer, so I use
Oh, okay.
the,
Let me grab it real quick then. I'll be right back. Hold on, give me a second. This is your stuff right here?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, wait. What roll you have in here? You have a box, you have folders? What's in there?
No, this is the laptop and my lease.
Okay, but does he, that's his laptop or your laptop?
He gave it to me to use it for all my work, but it's pretty much just the electric bills and what I Google and my
Okay,
just stuff like that. I mean,
okay. And what about here? Do you have anything of his? Is that one his or that one?
no, this one of them's his and one of them's mine.
Well, the guy that's here said that you have like a little red phone. That's not red.
Oh no, it's that's my phone.
You're gonna, no, it's okay, it's okay. I got it. Go ahead. Which one is it? No, not that one. That one.
No, I know. I was trying to figure out which one was mine or his. See this one.
What's that one right there?
See?
That one, is that a men's wallet or your wallet?
No, we have the same wallet.
Can we see it? Just see. Can you open it? Has it got your ID and everything? Or is that Chris's stuff?
No, it has all of our stuff.
Can I see it, please? Do you mind? Thank you. Is this Christopher?
But he has the California one and another Ohio one.
He has a VA card? Why do you have his wallet?
Huh?
Why do you have his wallet? Like, where's,
Because we went to the OBGYN
when was that?
on the 28th.
Of January? And that last time you saw him was January 28th?
I'm not sure if it was the 28th. 20th.
Who's your doctor?
So
He'll have the date on it?
Yeah.
So you and Chris were both there that day?
Yeah.
And after that, what happened? I mean, he just left, or, because you have his car and he's obviously doesn't have his car and you have his stuff. I mean, where is Chris then?
Chris rent. He has a paper at home
Mm-hmm.
of a black Cadillac, and I was looking at it, and that's when I found out that he was renting car. He does rent cars.
Mm-hmm. But how can you rent a car? You have his credit card and his driver's license. You can't rent a car without that.
These are those are nets.
What?
Nets.
No, this is his social security card and his driver's license, his VA card.
Because
Don't take
I
it.
put the plastic on there,
Okay.
so it wouldn't tear.
Okay, just leave it like that. It's okay. I'm gonna put his stuff back.
Because the papers had already.
Quick, take a seat. Take a seat.
This paper got stuck on here,
Uh-huh.
so I have the lamination
Uh-huh.
stuff, and I put it together.
Okay. And where's his phone? You said that was his phone that's in there? That one? Is that his phone or your phone?
No, this one's not mine.
Whose phone is that then?
Chris has all the phones, they're all the same. Where's my other phone?
Oh, you have two phones right here and then you have that one right there.
Oh no, I have one that says quote pan.
Is that Chris's phone? If I call the phone number, is it gonna ring? Is this gonna be Chris's phone? Mary, is that Chris's phone?
These are all Chris's phones.
These are all his phones? Okay.
Oh, no. I'm missing my daughter's phone.
I don't
Oh,
need your
it's right
daughter's
here.
phone. Yeah, no, I don't need your daughter's phone. I need Chris's phone or his wallet or something. So the last time y'all were together was your,
No, not
That's what-
doctor.
okay, were you doctor's appointment?
I didn't wanted to wait for him because
I thought you said he went with you. You told me.
no, I went to an OBG
Mm-hmm.
and then they scheduled. And they
But
scheduled.
he went
me.
with you that day?
Yes.
Okay. So he went into the appointment with you?
He was in the. He stays in the waiting area room.
Okay.
Girl, now you speaking our language. My audience knows exactly what they just saw.
He was in the. He stays in the waiting area room.
Okay. But I'm saying he went to the appointment with you. He drove you over there. That's what I'm saying.
No, he did. He did go in because that's right. He was about to open the door when I was changing, and the doctors and everybody drove the door.
Okay. So that was the 28th, though. Or the
No,
27th?
the 28th.
When was that date that he was there with you, that you said at the doctor's office?
Probably the 20th. I know it was like the day before or something. What?
Uh-oh. Was that a Freudian slip? Chris was last seen on the 25th of January. So what was that about the day before, Mary?
When was that date that he was there with you, that you said at the doctor's office?
Probably the 20th. I know it was like the day before or something. What I remember more is whatever day I had seen Dee.
Okay.
Because when I saw her and she was at that black man's house.
Okay, well, what day was that, though? That's what I'm trying to get a date from.
That's what I'm gonna
Okay,
try to
yeah, let's look at
Google
it.
because he was like, "What are you doing at that house with her for?" And I was like, "I'm not in the house. I was talking to her
Mhm,
out here."
mhm.
Um,
Does Chris have any kind of weapons or anything like that?
he does. I don't.
What does he have?
He like on New Year's and stuff. He shoots
Mhm.
a gun, and
Like a handgun?
yeah.
What kind of gun was it? Can you describe it? What it looks like?
I've never really seen it. I've seen it, but it's in his drawer with like 10 war phones.
So is it there at his house right now?
It should be.
It should be there.
Yeah, because he sleeps with it, and he likes to sleep with it
Mhm.
by his bed or under his pillow. But one time he threatened my friend. He said he had, that he had it in his pocket or something. And I told him like that's not even funny to be joking with somebody like that.
And he threatened people a lot when he was.
And I had asked him. I said, "Do you really take it with you places?" And he says, "If I have to, if I have a funny feeling, then yeah." But that's it. Threatening people. It was just that guy because
Who's that guy that he threatened?
he was okay. I remember I told you I worked at the ministry and we helped the homeless. He was somebody that had served in the army and was awaiting hip surgery,
Mhm.
and he needed somewhere to stay for 3 days.
Mhm.
And he asked if I knew a place that he could go. And I had asked Chris, "Is it okay if he goes and stays in my house and so I'm staying with you?"
Mhm.
And Chris said that it was okay, but one day we get there, and Chris, that guy Gary, is there with Chris's friend Beatrice, and then everything just turned around. And
When was that?
this was a long time ago because she.
Okay, not recent then.
Yeah, because Beatrice took off to California or something, and she.
So when's the last time you have on there that you were with him? Do you mind if I see it? What date you're talking about? Did you saw him last?
Well,
Can you go back so I can see like it's from Chris or it's Chris that you're talking to?
no, this is Dee.
No, I'm talking about Chris. Can you just check when's the last time you talked to Chris or anything?
So that's her, the one I said has, but when Chris locked me out, I didn't have my phone for,
No, I understand, but you have a key though there too and everything, and you have his car keys and his phone and his wallet. I mean, I don't think he's gonna like it. You have all his stuff. That's why I'm asking.
I didn't have,
You have all his stuff right now.
but not, I never had the house key because he took it off and the other one stayed there.
Then how do you get his phones, his wallet, and his keys?
That's why I even asked Carlos if he knew where.
Well, Carlos says he doesn't know where he's at. He says he hasn't seen
No,
it.
I asked him if he knew where the,
No, I understand, but I
Where the spare was.
spoke to Carlos, and Carlos told me he hasn't seen it. And he said you would know where he was at. And that's why I'm asking, where's Chris at? Because I know you have his stuff right here, you know, and his family's worried about him. Everybody's worried about him. So, where is Chris? So, I mean, so like right now, if I take you to the house right now, I mean, you can let us in because you live there. You know what I mean? So
They told me I couldn't get a locksmith to make a key.
you don't have to get a locksmith. We can go in the house. I'm asking you, like,
Oh.
but where's Chris at? Or, I mean, because I mean, you have his stuff. I mean, I don't think somebody's just gonna.
No, because the engineer is,
No.
he's having a CD made.
Mm-hmm. No, I've heard that.
Have
Yeah.
you seen, you wanna
Mhm.
see his Facebook?
I've seen all that. I have his
Look at
family
his
that told me.
Facebook. Okay, I've even told people, look at the days he was on depression, he was putting up videos of him when he was on crack, and he would say, I'm working in the studio.
See, okay, Mary, but the thing is that, like, his aunt contacted us and said that you had messaged her from his phone and said something about that he wasn't feeling well or he was depressed and that he was gonna be blocking everybody and that he wanted to move away from his family. And so that concerned, I mean, you can, right? I mean, if it was one of your kids or your
Oh,
family,
I didn't know who it was.
that's his aunt. And so she asked, you know, that, so, I mean, you're texting people from his phone, they're gonna be concerned and wonder. So what that tells me is that, you know
No,
what I
because
mean?
he did tell that guy Vince that he was leaving.
Yeah.
He wanted to go back to his family,
Mm-hmm,
and that he didn't want
mm-hmm,
to be here no more.
mm-hmm,
He would just wants to wait for his CD to be made.
mm-hmm.
But Chris calls me, and it'll come out in two different phones. One of them will say +1.
But what I'm saying is all his family, nobody's heard from him though, since January. And, you know, you're texting them from his phone and you have his wallet, so that's why I'm asking you, like, you know, they just wanna know where he's at, that's all, they're just worried about him, everybody's worried about him, and it's not gonna be like, okay, we're just not gonna, it's kinda weird that you have his stuff and then he's not here. You know what I mean? That's what I'm wondering, like, where, or what happened, you know what I mean?
I don't. He just told me that he was gonna go, and that I had to pay everything, whatever had to be paid.
But what is he doing for money and everything else? Because he's not using credit cards. He doesn't have any money on him. He doesn't have anything. Nobody's heard from him.
Chris has money.
Well, he hasn't been using it anywhere. He's not.
He has-
I mean, he can't just drop off the
He
face
has
of the earth.
$79,000.
Well, he can't. Oh, but he can't access it. If it was credit
No,
cards.
Bank of America, they're not even on those. I don't even know
Uh-huh.
where he put it. But when I was looking at the paper,
Mhm.
I was like, how come these statements say $88,000 and out of nowhere it drops to like
Mhm.
15,000?
Mhm.
And he said, oh, because I had money put away somewhere else. And that's why he did that. He switched them out to different places.
But I'm saying, but he's not using even his extra stuff that he has. There's no movement in any of his stuff as far as him using it. We don't have. I mean, that's why I'm asking you. Like, you have his stuff, so I mean, is he disappearing? What
Chris
you
is-
know something? That's
Chris
what I'm
has been
asking.
saving all the money that he's been making with selling his wheat.
Okay, but
And
for a month. I mean, you're telling me you haven't seen him since January. Nobody's heard
Well-
from him. His family hasn't heard from him. His friends haven't heard from
I was
him.
mad at him because I thought he was doing the same thing to me that he did with Vanessa. Because with
Okay.
Vanessa, he did the same thing, and he left her a card. He left her with the card, and then she gave it back, but she kept the numbers and started just ordering stuff online.
Okay,
And but that's the time when he was staying at my house.
okay.
So for a while I got mad. I was like, oh, so this is what you're doing now. You're doing it to me.
Okay, but he doesn't, you have his car though, you have his stuff, he doesn't have a transportation, you're telling me he can barely walk, so if he can't walk and he'll have the transportation, he doesn't have a way to get his stuff because he doesn't have credit cards, so that's why I'm asking you for a whole month. You can't just drop off the face of this earth. I mean, there's social media, there's cameras everywhere, there's people see everything, and
No, I know,
nobody,
but
because even
there-
their neighbors have said they haven't seen him at
There-
all.
There's like girls that have to come and pick him up.
Okay.
There's
But I'm saying he's not like 007, he can't just go hide out and no one's gonna know where this guy's at. Like, he would have eventually popped up after a month, for God's sake, you know what I mean?
yeah, I know. I mean, I even ordered the spookio.
The other thing, his mother and his father, his mother is very ill, and she is ridiculously worried for her son.
I know.
She doesn't know where he's at,
Chris told me the same too.
and you can understand, right? You have kids, you told me, right?
Yes.
As a mother, or maybe your father and your mother. If
Yes,
they were
that's why I
gone,
told him
if they
that
were,
he needs to be
but think about it, if they were gone, would you not want to know where they're at, or if something happened to them? And that's all that it is.
Well, that's why I called his ex-girlfriends, and just the people that I knew who they were.
Okay, but you called his aunt though, or you texted his aunt from his phone, and now they're very concerned because they haven't heard from him at all. His daughter is very concerned. You know, there's mother's crying. I mean, I literally, yes, and his mother's literally crying, wondering where her son is at. And it's just something they need, I mean, they need to know where he's at. They can't, you know, and now that I'm saying, I was hoping, because you're the closest to him, is that you have his stuff.
Well, I even had asked Michael if this is something normal that he does, because why isn't he close to any family? And they said that he just does it. He's lived in Ohio, Baltimore, Maryland.
But without a vehicle and without credit cards,
Georgia.
without cell phone, without anything? I mean, if he's selling weed, like you said, he needs some way, right, to get around. I mean, that's what I'm saying, like, he's just not gonna be there, I mean,
I was just afraid really that he was like in depression somewhere again. And then the time when he fell in the shower, he bruised his ribs. He
so do you think something happened to him?
laid down. He's
I mean, you're not worried about him at all?
Yeah, but he won't. He doesn't like to tell nobody when he's in pain. You gotta catch him. That's what I'm saying. You gotta catch him. That's why I'm telling you. Like when you look on Facebook, and it'll show that like 2-3 months ago videos, and he's telling people that he's in the studio, but the videos are old and
Yeah.
they're from a different house.
Okay, but we're talking about
Like
this past month.
he
when nobody's
doesn't
heard
tell
from him.
people what's going on.
Okay,
He doesn't tell anybody what's going on.
so he just left everything behind, left laptop, left his phone, his wallet, social security card, left everything in your care,
No, I
and
know.
just left?
No, he has to come back because all his music's here.
But he's not, that's what I'm asking
And
you, so
he
where?
told me that when Brandon called to let him know,
Who's Brandon?
the guy that has his demo.
Okay. So that's what I'm saying, so he's got all this stuff coming up, but he disappeared for a month?
No, he just told me that he was gonna go to his dad's, and
But he's not there.
it seemed long, so that's why I started asking Carlos, do you think he would start using crack?
And Carlos said he hasn't seen him or hasn't heard from him. He said to ask you, that you would know.
Like, you want me to show you where for like 2 weeks they didn't. See, look, I had ordered that program to try to find, have you ever seen this one?
Mm-hmm.
And I was trying to go through them, and that's when I started
For what though? Like,
to see what he's doing. If see the like
did you ever
the
call,
burglary.
did you ever call police or like report him missing or anything?
Well, when I talked to them, they tell me how old was he,
Mm-hmm.
and they told me that I asked his brother if I called the VA and he's at a different VA, would they tell me where he's at? And they ended up telling me no, that I'm not married to him, so
Mm-hmm.
I'm not allowed to
Okay.
ask for.
But you have his car and his wallet and his stuff and his phone. That's why I'm asking you. Like, where is he? I mean, his family just wants to know where he's at. That's all they want to know, Mary. They really do. I mean, his mom's like crying on the phone, asking.
You can ask my dad too. When I went to my dad's, I didn't eat for 5 days, and my dad was like, "You gotta get up and eat." And I said, "I just can't."
Why? What do you mean? Because you said
I went to my dad's, and I was just depressed because I thought he left me. And I told him, "Can I take a break? You know, it's a big toll on your body."
So are you pregnant right now? Or an OBGYN, you said.
I didn't go through that. I told him I wanted him to go with me. I haven't gone because I'm waiting for Chris.
Okay, so you're possibly going to be having a baby with him, but you're not wondering where he's at right now?
I already tried. You can ask my dad. He's like,
Well, I'm asking
Go
you,
to
Mary,
sleep.
because I want to make sure to find out, like, you know what I mean?
I've already had every scenario in my head. Like, okay, he can call me if he doesn't have my phone number, but he has a bunch of different phones all the time, and I don't know.
What happened?
I mean, me and Chris don't even really call each other because we're together.
But you haven't been together for almost a month. So you're trying to see what?
Going to the last time he called me.
You can't find him on there? We put your contacts.
Well, it's 4 days.
You can't find it.
4:58, no.
458 what? Here, Mary, go ahead and put the phone down, because I'm talking to you, and I don't know if you're, here, we'll just close it for right now. So tell me the last day that you saw Chris, what day was that? You mean, like, just
It
think
was a
hard,
day,
just think about when's the last day.
okay, well, I know Dee had to go to the hospital on Monday.
What is that, though? We're talking January, February, what day are we talking?
And it was the last week of January.
Okay, last week of January,
Yes.
that's the last time you saw Chris. What date, was it on Monday, a Tuesday?
It could have been Monday because I saw Dee there
Mm-hmm.
and we were trying to go to the movies on Friday, but
Mm-hmm.
so I had to, when I saw Dee, she said she still wasn't gonna go back till Monday.
Okay.
So,
So I'm gonna pull up a calendar right here, and we're gonna look at the last week, okay, of January. So you're saying it's not gonna be a Monday, all right, so not Sunday, not Monday,
no, because she was gonna go back to her.
so Tuesday or Wednesday? The 28th or 29th? Or the 30th, when was the last day you saw him?
No, because on the 28th, that's when I had my sonogram.
So you.
And I didn't go because it was raining.
Okay,
So,
so when's the last day you saw him? No, you said it was the last week of January.
then it had to be the 25th.
Was the last day you saw him?
Either the 25th or the 26th.
A Saturday, Sunday?
Dee would be the one to, we were there. And when I talked to her, that's when
That's when what?
he got mad. And
What?
he got mad because when I told him that I was with Dee at the third house, he thought I was saying like inside the house. And
Did y'all get in an argument or something?
no, he just thought I was saying, because I told him, hey, Dee's here.
Mhm.
Do you want to go take her to the movies now that you're up and you told her when your leg felt better?
Mhm.
And he's like, where you at? And I said, right here with her at the third house. But some young guy lives there.
Okay.
So Chris was like, what are you doing there at the house? I thought you were going to the store. And I said, I am going to the store, but I saw her crossing the street and I went up to her. And I am calling you right, I told him I'm calling you right now to tell you if you want to go to the movies right now. And he's like, no, I already told you. I'm going to go out tonight.
And that's the,
And he said, why don't you go with her? And I even told Dee, or she heard it on speaker. If she didn't hear it on speaker, for sure I remember I told her. I was like, I don't know, he's mad. He's telling me that me and you should go because he's going out.
okay, so she wasn't at the house, it was you and him at the house. She wasn't there because you said
Earlier-
it was on the speaker though when she heard it.
No, earlier she was there.
Yes, but not at the time not when you said that you told him about going to the movies, or you said, because you had her on speaker, so she's not there, right? It's just you and him then?
No, she was there smoking with him. And then later, the next day,
So then Sunday, the 26th?
so then the next day, that's when I saw her there. And she was still feeling okay. She said, if I still feel okay, I'll
On
go.
Sunday, the 26th then?
Yes, I mean, you wanted me to call her so that maybe she.
No, I can talk, I'm gonna call her after, that's why I'm asking, I need to know her name though, like, and everything.
Chris just told me D.
Okay,
And
but why would she be the last one to see him? Is that what you're saying? She's gonna know where he's at?
because she was, because I was standing next to her on the porch when he got mad and hung up the phone on me.
Okay,
And he said,
so,
I'm leaving.
and this was when you were standing at the other house or at y'all's house?
No, this is when we were on, it was inside his house at Susan Wood, and I was a few houses down talking with Dee.
Okay,
And that's when Chris said, you know what, just, why don't y'all just go?
okay,
I'm just gonna have them come pick me up earlier.
but that's the last day you saw him?
Yep.
You never went back to the house?
I would go back every day to feed the dog, and,
That's what I'm saying, but you went inside the house and you saw.
no, the dog's been outside.
Okay, then how did you get the keys then to the car?
Been waiting for that.
The keys to the car and everything, I already had them from the doctor's appointment. And I had drove Chris to buy liquor earlier that
But
day.
you said that was Tuesday, the 27th. So you're telling me that it was the 25th and 26th is when all this stuff happened. So you're telling me right now, he took you to the doctor the 27th, but now you're telling me you had the keys before where you didn't because he took you to the doctor on Tuesday, the 27th.
No, I drove Chris to buy liquor at night. The night he wanted to go out,
On that Saturday, the 25th.
I drove him to the liquor store.
Okay, but you said after that you hadn't seen him because you were gonna go out with Dee and he got mad and hung up the phone. You said that's the last time I saw him. But now you're telling me you're supposed to go to the doctor's appointment that you didn't go to because you said it was raining.
Well,
So you didn't go there. So that's what I'm saying. How did you have the keys then? If he
No, we didn't go to the liquor store that late.
That's not what I said. You said about the doctor's office that y'all went on the 27th. You're supposed to go.
Yeah, that's why when I bought the liquor, I had to pay with my cash because I didn't take my purse with me.
Mm-hmm.
And I asked him, where's your wallet? He said, it's in your purse still.
Okay.
Because he put it in my purse when I was getting my vitals done
That was on Tuesday the
at the
27th.
doctor's appointment.
That was Tuesday the 27th. Okay, so is that the last day you saw him then? Was Tuesday the 27th then?
No,
Then when was it? You said it was the last week. So when were you at the doctor's appointment? Because I'm gonna have to call the doctor and know when you're there. You're telling me. to
I
see
mean,
he's
no,
there.
no.
Yeah.
I do want you to call him and find out.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is I know on the 28th I had the sonogram.
Okay, was he there with you?
No,
Okay,
that's why I didn't get to go because I wanted him to go with me.
okay.
And
So when's that last day though you actually saw him?
I don't know if we went to the doctor on the 27th or the 24th. Maybe I have it on. I could probably still call the doctors right now.
No, it's okay. I'm gonna call them. I'm just asking you like when's about the time, you know what I mean? The last time that you saw him. That's all I'm trying to get is like when's the last time that you saw him?
Dude, when I walked out and I went to the store.
And you're saying that was the
Oh no,
23rd.
I talked to Dee, and then when I went back, he was pretending like he was gonna be cool. He wasn't mad no more about Dee. And then he said, "Oh, drive me to the liquor store." And I said, "You're gonna stay here and drink then here?" And he said, "Yeah." And he said, "Well, it doesn't matter. They're gonna come. They have a vehicle."
Who's they?
Uh-huh.
Who's they?
I don't know, cause he has a lot of friends that stay
Okay.
in motels. and
So,
all
but that was the 25th. That was that Saturday. You're saying that's when you saw him or whatever.
Saturday had to be the day I bought the liquor.
Okay.
Because the liquor store is not open Sunday.
Exactly. So it's
So-
not open Sunday, but then that last week is when you went to the doctor's office, you're saying, right? You're
No.
supposed to have gone.
Yeah.
But you didn't go.
No.
So Chris wasn't there at the doctor's office.
No.
Okay. So when's the last day you actually saw Chris?
It had to be the 25th.
The 25th was the last time then you saw him? Okay.
Yeah, because I drove him to the liquor store, and then we went to the dollar store after that, and then I got him a V8 juice.
What liquor store did y'all go to?
It's on
Mhm.
you know where
What's the name?
Houston and White are?
Mm-hmm.
Well, where Houston, it's like this, like it's, and then Houston. Okay, there's the Valero, and there's like all kinds of banks, Subway. Well, the one right next to the Subway,
Okay.
that liquor store.
Y'all went there Saturday night?
Yes.
Okay.
And you can ask them. I went in there and I paid with a $20 bill
Okay.
because he doesn't like me to have cash, so he never.
Okay. And then after that, where did y'all go?
Then we went to the dollar store to buy V8s,
Mm-hmm.
the Fruit Melodies.
And then?
Oh, and then we went to the Valero and he asked me to go in there and get cigarettes, and he bought Camel Crush
Tell you to buy what? I couldn't.
cigarettes.
Okay. And then?
And then we went back to the house.
Mm-hmm.
And then I took a bath in the restroom that we normally take, plug the bath, the dog.
Mm-hmm.
And by the time,
Which bathroom is that?
like I guess like the guest one.
Mhm.
And
Why'd you take a shower over there?
because Chris was taking a bath in the other one,
Oh, okay. And so you went to the other.
so I went into the other one and took a bath.
Okay.
And I don't know. I don't know where he was. I don't know who he was gonna go see. Oh, I do know that his phone he was getting a bunch of calls by a GN.
Mm-hmm.
No, NG, because I remember I told him what does NG stand for, nasty girl or what.
Mm-hmm.
And then he said, no, it's Cindy. And I told him, no, Cindy's right after NG.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's like, you already know who she is. She's my friend. She's the one that I went to the last time. And I was like, I don't know, Chris. You always tell me you're going down the street. And
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
And then what? So y'all come back, you shower, he showers, and then what?
We started watching TV and that was it.
What did y'all watch?
I don't remember because he started asking me to help him. He get him all his stuff from. He couldn't find a medicine jar that he put like the pieces of his blunts in there,
Mm-hmm.
and he was in the living room breaking up his weed,
Okay.
and he was watching TV,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know if I was eating or folding clothes or something. I was doing clothes because I remember I ended up finding boxes that were stuck on the floor, and I noticed that he had did a bowel movement, and
Mm-hmm.
I found his hidden boxers. So
He had done what? What do you mean?
I don't know if it's his heartburn medication. I mean his he can't hold in his bowels
Mm-hmm.
or when he passes gas.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I never knew that he threw them in the corner of the
Mhm.
closet.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember that's what I was doing. I was folding his boxers and his socks when he was doing the week.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I wasn't really paying attention to the two.
Okay. And then what happened?
Okay. I know when I took a bath, he took off to go pay insurance. So then when I was asleep, he ended up.
What time was this at? You were paying insurance?
No, in the daytime. I just remember that I was mad because that day twice I fall asleep or I'm not in the room and he takes off.
But that was that's
When I was taking a bath,
Okay.
he took off to go pay the car insurance, and then
No, hold on. When
When
we
I-
were talking about, you said y'all went to the liquor store and all this stuff. You that night. You said that night y'all came home. You started watching TV. He was doing the stuff with the blunts, and you were folding clothes.
mhm.
Okay. What time was all this at? You're saying it's at night. That all this. What time are we talking? I mean, liquor store closes at 9 o'clock.
I don't know exactly what time it was, but I know that I ended up falling asleep, and when I woke up, he was already gone.
Okay. So he had taken the car. He took
No.
off. He left the car.
He had said somebody was gonna come for him.
Okay. And then he left all his stuff behind. He left his wallet. He went out without his credit card, ID, nothing.
No, he had his California ID on
It's
the.
in here. California ID's in there.
That's not.
Yes, it is. It's right here. It's in here. He has an Ohio ID. In here, a VA. He's got a bunch of different IDs in here. That's why I'm asking, like, where else would he have gone that he would have had? I mean, to be able to have nothing on him. That's why I'm asking, like, or who would he have been with?
He has
I be careful.
the other ones are different. He has
Uh-huh.
a bunch. He has a drawer that has an ID for every state, like Baltimore, Canada, Maryland.
Okay. So then, that's Saturday. So you're telling me that. So what about Sunday then? The next day?
The next day he didn't show up, and I know that's when I started texting him.
Mm-hmm. So that was Sunday. Hold on, let's not do that right now, just so we can get a timeline. So Sunday,
Mm-hmm.
you don't see him anymore from him. So the 25th is the last day that you see Chris.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So Sunday, what do you do Sunday?
What did I say? Nothing. Normally I'm just there, just sitting there watching TV or cleaning,
But he never came Sunday.
you know. But Chris
Okay. Then what about Monday?
gone a couple days was not
Okay.
really.
But it's been almost a month. That's what I'm asking. So now Monday, he's not back yet either Monday, and you were still there at the house?
No, I ended up going to jail for tickets.
Mm-hmm. That was on the 30th though. That was Friday.
It was on the 29th, and I ended up staying longer because the CNCI, the whatever system was down, and they told my dad that I was released at 1, and if that wasn't even true, I was still there an extra day.
Okay.
And then I thought he got mad or something because.
Who?
Chris. I thought he got mad because I was calling him and he
But you said
wouldn't
he was,
answer.
yeah, you said he was gone, but you had his phone. That's what I'm saying.
I didn't know that it was in the car.
Okay.
Because he uses 2 phones, because he
Mhm.
likes to play spades, and then he uses one for Facebook, but then he'll have the other one there charging.
Mhm.
And
But, I mean, these are 3 phones already. These are his, so He's not gonna have one. That's why I'm asking. So that day that you got arrested though.
No, Chris has like 12 more phones. I'm not sure if one of those crack ones is my daughter's.
Okay. So when you were arrested though, I guess you told the detective or the officers out there that you were trying to sell something like a.
Chris put his this little thing that was already used. It didn't have the software. He put it on eBay and he told me to try to sell.
When was that he told you to do that?
Oh, because he had it in the car.
But when did he tell you to do that? Because you said the last time you saw him was the 25th, so he didn't tell you to go sell it.
No, because when I took him to HEB,
Mm-hmm.
I told him, I said, why are you leaving this machine in the car?
When
And
did you take him to HEB?
that's probably the receipt right there.
This one for HEB? This was February the 7th.
Oh,
So that's not, yeah, you said the 25th though was
that's,
last
that's
week.
not probably your money.
It said February 7th. Yeah, it was in your purse.
I know, but
Yeah, it was in your purse right now with all the stuff. So, but you're saying the 25th, so February 7th, he's not there. So that's why I'm asking. So when you get arrested that Friday, you tell
oh,
your-
then this.
Okay, that's irrelevant. It's okay.
No, it expires February 7th because
Oh, okay.
Chris is the only one that eats bologna.
Okay. Okay, so, but that Friday, hold on, let's go ahead and.
Oh,
put
it's
this away.
November 9th.
Okay, so, okay, it isn't hard. So that day though, when you get arrested, you said you were trying to sell something and that, what happened that day?
The guy, he just pulled out a gun and he put it in my head and he just wanted the machine. And when I heard the gun cock, I grabbed it and I held it and he started screaming to that other guy, Jay. He started telling Jay, help me, hold her down. And Jay told him, what are you doing, man? And then I told him, what are you doing? You don't go around killing people, shooting people for objects or money. And I told him it's not even worth a lot because my boyfriend already used it on the computer. And you still need him to, because he would still need to help him download the product key.
You said all this to the guy while you were holding onto the gun?
No, he knew that already because before that he asked, have y'all used it?
Okay.
I'm just letting you know, like,
Mm-hmm.
that it wasn't worth
Mm-hmm.
much because it was already, you can only put him on one computer or whatever.
Okay, so what happens?
And then my friend, then I just started getting my stuff and I opened the door and then he put the gun to Jay and he told Jay, I want you to take away. He wanted this ring and then I had like a little clip on
Mm-hmm.
a watch and he was
It's okay. Go ahead, come on.
and he's like, just take everything from her. I just got out of jail. I need everything.
So you went to go sell something to somebody there off of where y'all ended up at those apartments?
That's where he was pretending that his friend had a studio at. And then he had a microphone.
Mm-hmm.
And then he had like a plug that he said, because I told him, oh, I guess my boyfriend didn't put the plugs in there. And he said, oh, no, I have some plugs. They might fit in. He was looking at it. He was showing them to me. And I was like, I don't know. But so I took it out the box and then I looked at him and I said, no, they're not the right plugs. And then he I don't know if he did or he was pretending, but he gets on the phone and then we go to medical center and then he said that we gotta go in the apartment. And I said, I don't feel comfortable going inside nobody's apartment.
Mm-hmm.
And my friend Jay told him, why can't he come outside? I mean, it's not like we're selling something that's stolen or, you know. And he said, and plus, he still has to wait for the product key. And right when he said that, I just reached down and I heard the gun cock and like his hand was shaking.
Mm-hmm.
When I saw that, like I grabbed it and I was holding it like that and I was just telling him stuff like, dude, what are you doing? You know, nobody's life is worth that. And
then what happened?
I was just holding it and I was trying to grab all my stuff and I unlocked the door, but I didn't get to pushing it. And he kept like grabbing, he was taking my jacket that I had and he wanted like he thought this was a wallet,
Mhm.
and he wanted it, whatever, and he just said, then when I had all my stuff already, he put the gun to Jay's head and told Jay, "You get out and you get everything from her, take everything that she has."
Mhm.
And Jay said, "Dude, she already told you could keep that damn thing." And then he started yelling, "I need everything. I just got out of jail. I don't have nothing.
Mhm.
And when Jay got out, he opened up the door and he gave me my code and he said, "Here, just go."
Mhm.
And that's when I just took off running, and that's
Mhm.
when I knocked at one of the doors and I told the lady what happened.
Okay. Then the police get there, right? But you told them you didn't know really who these people were or anything like that.
No, they asked me if I wanted to press charges on my friend.
Mm-hmm.
And I told them I don't want to press charges on my friend. I told them because if it wasn't for my friend, things could have gone really worse.
Mm-hmm.
Because my friend's the one that pulled the door open. Even though I did the latch, I still would have had to have kicked it or something. So.
Mm-hmm. You're fine.
And then he was screaming to him, hold this bitch down.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's why I didn't. And then I was trying to tell him, this guy, he knows we run into each other all the time. I don't want to press a charge on him, and then he's not going to understand it.
Okay.
And then I might not know that he knows, and,
Mm-hmm.
then something can be done to me.
Mm-hmm.
And,
So what happens from there? How did you get arrested?
because I had a ticket. That was it.
What else did you have?
Oh, the clip.
Yeah, you had a magazine for a 40 for a Smith and Wesson. Mm-hmm. You said you had it in your bra. Is that where you had it? And did you get it searched, or did you have it in your purse? Where did you have it at?
No, I had it right here. Because when at the beginning, when my friend was driving, I was sitting in the front, and that other guy was sitting in the back behind me.
Mm-hmm.
And then when he told Jay he would drive, then I moved to the back. And when I moved to the back, I noticed there was a gun underneath the seat. So I undid the clip, and I took out the bullet in the chamber because, I don't know, it just made me nervous. And when he pulled out that gun, I didn't think of, I wasn't gonna, of course, reload it, try to put it back together because I had already moved the barrel part towards the side, and I just had that.
The magazine?
Mhm.
You got it from a gun that was inside the car?
Mhm.
You told the officer out there that you got it from the gun that was being pointed at you?
No, I told him that there was one under the seat from where I was
Mhm.
sitting. The gun that was being pointed at me, I don't even know what kind of gun it was.
Mm-hmm.
I really don't even know what kind that was at all.
And so that magazine that you have, they have that from you, so that's the one that you had on you?
Mhm.
So that magazine that you had though on you, it belongs to a gun it belongs to Jay, you're saying? The gun.
Or the other guy.
So,
Or when I carry it.
last time you see Chris is January 25th, right? So then, between that time, you end up getting arrested, right? On the 29th, whatever it is, 30th, right? So then you get out, and you had, in your property, you had Chris's stuff, right? You had necklace, you had this stuff in your property as well, like his driver's license and all that?
Mhm.
Okay. So, who got Chris's property out if it wasn't Chris? Because you're telling me you haven't seen Chris since then, and Chris wouldn't be able to go get his property from there.
I did.
How did you get his property?
All of our stuff was put together. The only thing they didn't put of mine with that bag,
Mm-hmm.
because the lady said, your stuff was put with the guy you got arrested with. And I said, I didn't get arrested with any guy.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, well, I can't. She said, the only way I could help you is if you know the person's
Mhm.
name.
Mhm.
And then when I told her the name, she said, okay. And she said,
You filled out something saying that Chris
yeah,
gave you permission?
She gave me, she told me, she said, here, take this form and take it to the notary and
Mhm.
they'll fill it out for you.
Yeah, so Chris would have to have signed it to say, hey, I'm giving her permission to take my stuff, but Chris wasn't here, so who signed it then?
I told that lady everything that was going on. Because I told her, I said, so if he calls, how can he get it if he's supposed to be in probably California by now?
Mhm.
And she said, well, here, and she ended up giving me,
Yeah, the paperwork that said get him to sign it.
she gave me this
Mhm.
little paper and a form, and she said, here, take this to the notary and just take your ID.
Mhm.
And
But Chris would have to sign it and say he's giving you permission. The notary signs it saying, yes, this person said that they're gonna give him permission. So that's why I'm saying, like, Chris wasn't here, so who signed for it then? We don't just let our
it
property
was just
run.
me and my dad that went.
So your dad,
No, my
Did-
dad didn't sign.
or you signed for it? You signed for Chris's stuff then?
No. The lady just told me, have this sign. It's like a third party pickup.
Mm-hmm.
Because since y'all stuff is together, it shows y'all, and it was taken away from you. She said because it was taken away from me that.
Mm-hmm. That's usually not how that's what I'm saying, people don't, I mean, because she doesn't know, you know what I mean, whether you would have taken it or something, she didn't know you didn't know.
There was a camera right there. I'm pretty
Oh,
sure
yeah.
it recorded what
Yeah.
what I said about everything.
Yeah. No, it
Because
is.
Chris had told me that he might end up needing my help too because he said that he wants to pay for either the casket or the headstone. And he says, I know they probably won't let me, but I'm still gonna try. And he said, so if I do, he said, I don't want to take it out the USAA card, so I'm gonna figure out a way to either take the money with me or to let you pay it through the online for me.
Okay. Well, what does that have to do with him taking the stuff out of the property? That's why I'm asking, like, how did you're telling me that he.
I told the lady that. I said, how is he supposed to do that?
Exactly, yeah, 'cause he's not here.
And that's and then she said, well, she saw my dad with me and she said, she said, well, does Chris have his ID? I said, that's not Chris, that's my dad. I said, and no, his IDs are in the stuff with everything.
Mhm.
Because my dad,
Mhm.
like my dad's house keys and stuff, everything they hooked on there. So they were like, so do we get first they were gonna try to get the officer to say that yeah, everything was taken from me, not from him.
Mhm. But it's still his valid driver's license and all that. That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm asking, like, they said Chris gave you permission to get it or something. That's why I'm asking.
She gave me some form.
Mhm. That usually a person will sign and say, I'm giving this person permission, you go get it signed by a notary, and then they'll release it to you. But you're telling me you haven't seen Chris since the 25th, so Chris didn't sign that piece of paper, is what I'm saying, right? Chris didn't sign.
I really didn't read the form. She just told me, you're gonna put your name right here, and then you put your dates right here,
Mhm.
and then she just told me what to put, and then she said the notary's gonna sign, and that's it.
Mhm. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, but I'm telling you that's what it is. It has to be him saying, hey, I'm giving Mary permission to get my stuff out, and you get it notarized. But he would have to have been there. But you're telling me that Chris, you haven't seen him since the 25th. So Chris wasn't there, and you got his keys, his wallet, and his phones from them. That's why I'm asking you, like, how did you get that if he hasn't been here? You couldn't have gotten his permission. You told me you haven't even talked to him since the 25th.
Because it was already. She just told me
Mary.
she told me to call my
Mary.
dad. He'll tell you
Mary,
the
what
same
happened to
thing.
Chris?
I don't know, but ask
You know what happened to Chris.
what happened
What
to
happened?
him.
What happened to Chris? You already know what happened to Chris. What you have his stuff. Nobody's heard from him, Mary. What happened to Chris?
Well, looks like I screwed up, messed up one of her clips. So I'll have to insert my own a few moments later.
Okay. You want anything else? You want a drink or any food or anything? Nothing? Okay. The what? So, you know, like I said, just trying to go over everything with you because I'm trying to get some type of answers or something about, you know, what happened. You know what I mean, to Chris. You know, when I asked you, like, deep down, what do you think happened to him? You know, and you said, oh, you know, he'll be back. You know he's not coming back.
Right.
I've been to the house. Your stuff's all there. His stuff's there. Everything's there.
His stuff's there.
He's there. You know, he never left. He didn't go anywhere. You know he didn't go anywhere. I know he didn't go anywhere. Everything's there. You've been there.
How did I get there?
Wait a minute, you live there. You have all your stuff there. You have clothes. You have a closet full of clothes there. You have everything there. You told me yourself you live there.
Yeah, I
For the
know.
past 3 years, you have neighbors that said that they've seen you and him there.
Yeah. But I had to go to my house to get clothes because that girl, I took like 4 or 5 bags of clothes
Mm-hmm.
from my house because I couldn't get in there.
Mm-hmm. But Chris never left, is what I'm saying. I know Chris didn't leave. I've been to the house.
But my phone was, I didn't even have my phone for a few days. And then all of a sudden it was in the back. And I was wondering why it wasn't in the back.
Mm-hmm.
So
I just want to know what happened.
I was gonna ask you.
Oh, I'm asking you what happened.
Where was he?
Chris is there.
He's there?
Mary, I saw him. I saw the towel over him. I saw all that already. Okay. Good or bad,
Chris
I
took
just
a
need to
bath
know.
before we went to the liquor store. He was already dressed.
That towel's not, it was there after stuff. It's not, that towel hasn't been there that long. I'm just asking what happened. I've been there already. We've already gotten everything. I'm asking you what happened. Chris is there. Chris never left. You know that.
What did the autopsies say?
What do you mean, was the autopsy saying?
Well, was he asleep? Was he laying down? Did he fall?
What do you mean? What are you talking about?
You said Chris is there.
Mm-hmm.
He's not coming back.
No. I asked you earlier. I said, Chris is back. I said, do you think Chris is going to come back? And then I said, I've been to the house. I said, Chris is there. Chris never left the house. And then you asked me about an autopsy. And yes, an autopsy has been done on him already. So I know what happened. I just need to know why or how it happened.
But what did the autopsy show though?
I'm asking you what happened.
He only has.
Was it from natural causes? Mary, just what happened? I'm just asking you. I'm not accusing you of anything.
I don't know.
I'm asking you what happened.
I don't know. I was sitting outside in the sun for days in there.
You're the last person to be with him, to see him. Nobody else has talked to him or seen him. You're the last person. What happened?
But the lights were on and they were off too.
Just what happened?
I don't know what happened. Why would I want Chris gone? It wouldn't put me in the worst position.
I'm not saying you wanted him gone.
Why wouldn't let nobody hurt him either? It hurt me that girls were waking him up, bothering him. I mean, but wait, somebody has to identify him.
Mm-hmm.
Who's here? Who?
I'm asking what happened. That's something different. What happened to him?
I don't know. I really don't know.
Was it just you? Was anybody else in the house at the time with him too? Did something happen? I mean, what he didn't do it to himself. There's no way he did that to himself.
What was done to him?
Mary, you're the last one to be with him. I'm asking you what happened. They took DNA from all around there. They see the towel that's over him. I saw the gauze at his neck. What happened? Are you trying to stop the bleeding? What happened?
We only have little golden gauze.
Okay, that's fine.
Oh no, I don't. They're at my house.
Oh, there was gauze on him. I mean, like somebody was trying to help him. Like something happened. I don't know, it was an accident that happened and you're trying to help him. I don't know. That's why I'm asking you what happened. I wasn't there. Did you try to help him afterwards? To try to like stop the bleeding and everything with the gauze?
Bleeding from what? But how? I mean, he's not diabetic.
No, it's not from diabetes. No, he's not diabetic. What happened?
Oh, I don't know.
Did you try to help him at least? Did you try to help him?
I don't know. I've been going and I was writing him letters and sitting out there in the sun with Plug and. Cause I knew he would get mad if I didn't take care of Plug.
What happened?
I don't know what happened.
He has a gunshot to the back. So don't tell me that he did that to himself. There's no physical way.
I thought you said
did that.
he has a gauze on his neck.
It was from blood. So were you trying to help him afterwards? Did something happen? Was somebody else there?
I
What
don't-
happened?
I hate Chris with his stupid gun.
Okay,
I hate that dumb gun.
okay.
He likes to take it outside and shoot it, and I get mad because there's a street right there.
Okay.
But he said he was gonna be putting his gun in the storage room where the studio's at.
Mm-hmm.
And he was gonna start putting it high up there.
Okay.
So that's where his stuff should be.
Okay.
I mean, one day I went and I saw the garage door open like up to right here, and then after that, it didn't open up at all.
Okay.
Is there something prying that closed now?
The what?
The garage door.
What about it?
One day when I went, it was open like about a foot, and then the next time that I go, it doesn't even move up at all.
What happened? What happened? You have his things. You have his phone. You
I would
have his
not
driver's
have
license.
them or want them if I did
You
something
told me
to
that he
him.
gave it to you before he left, but he never left that house, Mary. He never left the house. He can't shoot himself.
I didn't go back right away. I went to jail. I thought he was mad. And when I came out of jail, I didn't have a phone. And then my phone ended up in the backyard on
You had
a
his
black
phone.
chair.
You had his phone though.
His phone was in the car.
Okay, but you had his phone. You were texting people asking about him, doing all this stuff. Why did you do all that? You already knew he was there. You already knew he was there. He
They
never
would-
left the house.
They wouldn't. I never was able to go in. Ask my dad. I reeked of sweat.
Do you want to tell me what happened that to him? Do you want to? Was it an accident? Do you want to tell me what happened? This is your chance to say, hey, this happened, this whatever. Was it an argument? It got out of hand. You know, you were trying to take the gun. I don't know. I'm asking you, like, did something happen? Because you're the last person to be with him. He never left that house, Mary. He never left the house. Okay?
Dee could tell you that I had left, and when I went back, it was not. It was already locked.
It's easy, like you said, to lock the bottom and walk out. You're gonna feel better, man. You just say what happened. You're gonna feel better. I'm telling you, you're gonna feel better. You're gonna be able to sleep. You're gonna be able to eat and do everything correctly. Okay? I'm asking just for his family, just what happened to him.
I would never want anything to happen to
I'm
him.
not saying you want
He's
anything to
just
happen to him.
about to.
I'm not saying you wanted anything to happen to him. I don't know if it was
His
an
music was
accident.
supposed to save so many lives. If you've ever heard it.
Okay, Mary, but what I'm saying is, whatever happened, you tried to help him afterwards by the blood, applying pressure, whatever it was. I don't know. That's why I'm asking what happened.
Applying pressure to his back?
I said to his neck, applying pressure.
Why would I put pressure on his neck if you said he got shot in the back?
Mary, you want to tell me what happened?
Well, no, because I don't know if you were trying to trick me or
I'm
something.
not trying to, I'm not here to trick you.
Well,
okay?
I didn't
Listen,
understand why
listen.
you said,
I'm not
because
here,
earlier you said there was just gauze on his neck
I'm
with
not
blood.
here for you, I'm not here for him, I'm not here for, I need to just find out, I'm here to just investigate what happened to him, okay? We collected all the evidence around him, the towel, all the stuff around him, okay? And you're the last person to be with him. We've already established that. You've told me you saw him that one day, okay? And after that, you haven't seen him, and you've had his things with you and everything, Mary, okay? Chris is dead, okay? Chris is dead. And all I'm asking you is to have some compassion and at least say what happened to him. It's not to trick you. It's not to do anything like that. I'm not here to do that. That's the last thing I would ever want to do to somebody. I'm not going to do that to you. I'm asking you what happened to him. Did it get out of control? Was there an argument? I mean, I don't know. Was it an accident? What happened?
But I don't understand why you, what is going on?
You knew Chris wasn't in Ohio. You knew Chris wasn't anywhere else. You knew he's been there.
I never said he was in Ohio. I just asked his brother for his mom's phone number.
Okay. What happened?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know who punctured his tire. I don't know
I'm
who
not asking about
cut the
puncturing a tire.
windows.
I'm not asking
I
about
don't know.
windows. I'm asking you about what happened to Chris. You're telling me about how much you cared about him, how much you loved him.
Yeah, so why would I do anything
So
to
why
that?
wouldn't you be honest and just say what happened? If it was an accident or something, why wouldn't you just say it? I don't understand.
Because I don't know what happened.
But yet, when I said Chris was at the house, the first thing you told me is, what did the autopsy say?
Because you said Chris ain't coming back.
Yeah,
You know he's gone.
you know he's gone. You knew he wasn't going to come back. But yet you kept saying, no, he's coming back. He's going to come back.
Because he always leaves for a long
He's-
time.
Okay, but he's not. He's there. I'm telling you, he was there at the house. There's no reason for me to trick you, Mary. I'm not here to trick you. I'm not here to trick. Why would I say that's sick for somebody to sit here
Well, because
and tell you that someone's dead and they're not? He's dead.
Well, earlier you wanted me, you asked me if I would go with you to open it.
Well, because I want to know if you're going to tell me. If you're going to say, no, hey, this is what happened. I'm asking you. I was trying to help you and at least try to maybe you'd be honest and have a heart and tell
No,
me
I thought we
something.
were going to go and open the door.
So you just left all your stuff there. You've never gone back.
No, I don't have nothing.
So you,
My kids' toys and everything are there.
there's nothing there. What are you talking about? What toys? Where are they at?
In the second bedroom, there's 3 bags of all my kids' Barney DVDs. In the garage is the lawnmower and the blower my dad's supposed to be waiting for. And even the box that I have in there, it has my stuff, my picture of me and my first son on his first birthday. My yoga mat.
This is not I'm going to go to the bathroom or something. Take a break. Take a breath. Come on. Let's go to the bathroom.
Can you see him?
No, man, I'm sorry.
Why?
Because I can't allow anybody over there.
You have a photograph?
No, I can't. I'll take you to the bathroom yourself. Come on. Just take a breath. Come on. Come on, Mary. Come on. Just stand up. Come on. Come on, sweetie.
He's not dead. He's not dead. He's not dead. He can't be dead.
It's okay. Calm down. Just take a breath.
He was gonna be dead now.
Just take a breath.
In the end, there was just something about Mary, and that something would be all the evidence that was piled up, but not in her favor. She would be convicted of murdering her boyfriend, Chris, and be sentenced to a few decades in prison. I certainly hope you enjoyed another case that I stole. Talked my husband into giving me. If you enjoyed this one, put "that chick was nuts" down below. But for now, I gotta go. Thank you for joining me for another episode of They Caught Me Too. I'll holla at y'all and see you in the comments.